Yeah, welcome back to 3DS games, huh? And latest Layton with a new protagonist. Oh boy. God damn it, I should have checked for that. Whatever, man. Professional streaming. Right, if you're not familiar with the Layton series, it's a
now
puzzle
for the half an
games-
hour of setting things up.
Oh, you wish, you wish. It's puzzle games with crazy weird-ass stories intermixed. I'm here for the stories, just so you know. And less so for the puzzles, so I'm not gonna be doing puzzles out the wazoo. Did you hear, guys? No pirating. Pirating is bad. If you do that, then you get 20 years in prison. But if you punch someone in the face, that's just 2 years. So don't pirate things. Anyway, here we go. Do I need to use the touchscreen for everything? Fuck. Oh my god, did you know that cartoons are fictional? Harsh, but I know it's true.
Daddy? Where are you going? Daddy? Daddy!
See ya later, kid.
Damn, Layton. Just gonna leave your kid alone? What the fuck?
Got puzzles to solve.
Yeah, so... This was an interesting turn of events when I heard of this game the first time around. Layton is not the kind of dude who I would have expected to have kids, but here we are.
Right then. Today's the day. My journey as a detective starts here.
This is pretty Mo.
I guess. Jeez, game spoilers.
What if Layton is the bad guy?
Makes you think. Can he post like
Dear
that fucking emoji,
Lucy,
the thinking
I've
thingy?
opened a detective agency on one of London's most happening streets.
I think that means the street's fucking fresh as shit, yo.
Any mystery solved. That's the Layton Detective Agency's motto. I can't wait to find out what mysteries are waiting for me.
By the way, I
You
apologize
must come and
for
visit me if you have the time.
the
Yours faithfully,
audio quality.
Catriel.
Because the capture software for the 3DS, the audio is a beta feature, and it shows there's a lot of crackling and a lot of lost frequencies, so it's noticeable
There, all
degrading
done.
in quality.
Hey, you there!
But can't do any better than that. Thank you.
Was it you?
Can you really solve any mystery?
Oh, a talking dog.
You're not surprised?
It's only talking.
Only talking? Is it true? Huh? I want some proof. Can you really solve any mystery? Seeing you hang that sign gives me an idea. Let's see you try your paw at this puzzle.
Yeah, solving this trivial puzzle for fucking babies is gonna prove you can solve any mystery, especially crime-related. Alright, here we go.
Who is this middle-aged dog?
The letter K has fallen down from the sign above the cake shop. Use the 3 triangles to make the letter K inside the box. You can move the triangles around by sliding them, and you can rotate them by touching them. When the K is formed, the success message will be displayed. Yay. Yeah. Alright. Let's see how we're gonna do this.
Detective Doolittle.
Oh, I have to fit it in. Okay.
This is a tough one.
Definitely. Got it! Perfect. I mean, nobody can lay shit on this. Oh god. Alright. How do we do this? Wait. Amazing. Interesting new direction they went in for the music, though, I gotta say. So, what exactly do they want me to do? A K in what form? Does it have to, like, fit perfectly in the frame, or what? Does this work? No. Yeah, so this is obviously not what they want. I'm a bit confused because the things have borders, so... I'm just tapping around at random, aren't I? For some reason, this seems familiar to me. I don't know. This puzzle, at least. I don't know why, though. These pieces are the same, aren't they? Maybe I should think about the negative space instead. That sounds like an idea. Yes, that's pretty definitely what you need to do. That's a K. Is this the K you want? What kind of K do you want, asshole? That's a fucking K if
The
I've ever
white
seen
space has to form a K. Yes.
one. I mean, this all looks like a K to me. What kind of K do you want? Like, there's a couple of different Ks I can make. This the K? No. There we go, that's the one.
I've seen how to solve this now. And that's how it's done.
Hooray, I'm a genius. I'm the best. First try, nobody can beat this.
All right. You seem to be up to scratch.
Thank you. Why don't you step inside?
Only took you 5 minutes.
So,
About the time to beat a Splatoon match.
what can I do for you?
Look at me. It's obvious.
What?
I'm a talking dog.
Yes, I can see that, and...
And... All right then. And I have total amnesia.
Ah, a dog with amnesia.
If I could just remember my parents, it might make more sense. I feel like I'm me, but not really me. I don't even know if I'm pedigree.
Is that all?
No, that's not all. I want you to find out who I really am.
I don't know.
Oh, come on. I'm a talking dog.
Got anything else? A diabolical box that kills you? A letter from the future? A relic from an ancient civilization?
These are all
Nothing like that.
stories from the
Nothing.
previous games.
Well, this is my first inquiry. Perhaps it's fate. All right then. Any clues?
Well, not everyone
What
can
about
hear
the
me
payment?
talking. Some can, some can't. It's very rare to find someone who can, actually.
Clearly, she seems to be doing fine monetarily wise.
That dog!
Monetary
It
wise.
just spoke! Oh,
Who's this chuckle
And
fuck?
here's another rare someone who can hear you talk.
Who's this?
Apparently, he's my assistant. I told him I don't need help, but he won't listen.
Overly dogged. No one wants that.
what's all this about? Miss Layton?
This talking dog wants me to solve the mystery of who he is and where he comes from. So, we've had our first inquiry.
Incredible, miss. Such a fascinating case from day one. Your reputation obviously precedes you.
So, I don't believe you told me your name.
Ernest. Ernest Greaves, miss.
Oh boy.
That's just what he's like.
I see.
Have I said something wrong?
Anyway,
I can't even remember my own name.
Then I
well,
shall
do you
name
remember anything else
you
at all?
Butthole.
I've got a vague memory of a tower or something falling down, and then lightning flashing across the sky.
That's it.
Goodness, golly, not much to go on, is it?
Who asked you?
He's so British.
It
Oh my
certainly
god.
isn't. I've no other cases at the moment, so why not?
He's somehow even
I'll do
more
what I
British
can.
than Layton.
You will? Well, that's great.
The dog is
Oh,
Layton,
but I
it's
must insist
obvious.
on my fee, even for man's best friend.
Oh, I'm not
Makes
poor.
you think, doesn't it?
Well, here's the paperwork then. Now, you'll need a name. How about Shirl?
Och.
Shirl?
You said you can't remember your
Och.
name. So, I've thought of one for you, with inspiration from the famous Sherlock Holmes.
There we
It
go.
really suits you.
Oh, that's splendid, sir. Being named after such a prestigious figure, I mean.
Like I said, who asked you anyway?
Look. Here. Shirl O.C. Combs. Shirl is a great name.
Sure.
Shell dog.
Don't yap, Shirl.
Stop calling me that.
Shell dog
There's no need
millionaire.
to get angry.
Cat, are you in?
Ah. Inspector Hastings.
Shirl is a ship name.
Yep. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna stay for that. Inspector Hastings,
Who's
whatever
this
is the
hunk?
matter? You look positively beside yourself. You won't believe what's happened. Who is this loudmouth, long-nosed nurk? He's got more color than me. It's Inspector Hastings, Shirl, from Scotland Yard. Despite appearances, he's actually responsible for ensuring London's safety. What's that mutt doing there? Don't tell me you've gone and bought yourself a pet cat. Pet? A pet? Do I look like a pet? Don't understand. It looks as though Inspector Hastings can't understand what you're saying, Shirl. Of course he can't. Like I said, it's an exclusive club. Most people just hear woofs and barks. And yet, in a straw poll of those present here, 2 out of 3 are in the club. Very exclusive. I can't help it if Super Snitch here isn't one of the enlightened ones. What are you muttering about,
The
cat?
dog can fly as well.
Amazing. Oh, that's a mystery. Sorry, Inspector. To answer your question, no, Shirl here isn't a pet. Rather, he's my very first client, the first to have signed on the dotted line and enlist my services. Well, strictly speaking, miss, he can't sign anything, of course. He's digitally impaired. An excellent observation, Ernest. Let me rephrase that, then. The first to have to put his paw print on my paperwork. Huh? Is this some kind of wind-up? Well, anyway, we haven't got time to be discussing pets. I've got a case I need you on, cat, and I need you on right now. How intriguing. Why the urgency? Why do you need me in particular, Inspector? Because we all know you're the best. Thanks, I know. You've proved that when you've helped me out in the past. If your little grey cell's on the case, we'll have it solved in no time. I think. I hope. Well, probably. Maybe. Second thought. His confidence in you is inspiring. Don't you worry, Inspector. There's not a case in the world Miss Layton couldn't crack. Any mystery solved. That's the Layton Detective Agency motto, you know? Well, let's hope you can put your money where your mouth is, because we need all the help we can get on this one. Perhaps it's time you told us what
Nobody
has actually
else
happened.
can form K letters as well as you.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's hard to believe, to be honest. I mean, you'd never expect something like that to get nicked. Something's been stolen? A burglary case, is it? Of sorts, yeah, but not your average run-of-the-mill burglary. This affects everyone in London. In the old Britain. Gosh, really? Whatever could be so important? I think you better just come to the scene, then I'll explain everything. Sounds like a very good idea. Lead the way. Hello, isn't there a little matter we're forgetting here? What about figuring out my true identity? Oh yes, well, trouble is, this new case just sounds a lot more interesting. Interesting? You decide which cases to investigate based on how interesting they are, do you? Exactly, I'm glad you understand. Well, pardon me for only being a talking dog. I really must try harder to be more interesting. Oh now, surely, don't be like that. Your case is important to us, but we're experiencing a high volume of inquiries at present, and you've had one new inquiry. One. Never mind. Clearly the inspector here has his knickers in a twist about something. Let me jump the queue if he has to. Good. That's that settled then. Now let's get to the scene and start investigating. Where are you going, Inspector? Just down the road, as it happens, to Big Ben. Big Ben? The Elizabeth Tower, I presume? That burly Benjamin who lives a few doors down, surely. Alright. Yeah, alright. Yeah. It was Spider-Man! Good gracious, the hour hand, it's missing. Yep, I'm afraid so. It was reported to us this morning.
Shirl is actually a deeply closeted cat.
No, we already got a cat. That doesn't work. Gotta be a dog and a cat, you know? So that's what this is all about. One of the hands from the clock tower has been stolen. Unbelievable, isn't it? We've got to catch the hooligan who did it and get the amp back quick smart. 4 clock faces on the Elizabeth Tower, aren't there? Even if this 1 hour hand is missing, the other 3 faces will still show the correct time, surely. That's right. I mean, certainly, it may be a little inconvenient perhaps, but to describe this as affecting all of Britain, isn't that rather an exaggeration? Yeah, my better off said the same thing, but it's much worse than a bit of inconvenience not knowing the right time. Problem is, we're due a visit tomorrow from Ambassador of Fuchsduf. Oh yes, I remember reading about it in the Times. It's the anniversary of the Treaty of Rome, isn't it? But what does that have to do with the Elizabeth Tower? The ambassador is going to be received at a valley in sight of the Houses of Parliament and Big Ben, and as a symbol of the timeless friendship and cooperation between our 2 lands, they plan on giving him a present. Pendant modelled on the hands of Big Ben. Oh dear. Yeah, so you can only imagine that the conversation is going to turn to the subject of the clock tower at some point. And it's not going to look too clever if the very hands of the pendant is modelled on it have been off-inched by some low-life scoundrel the Met can't catch. Obviously it'll be plastered all over the foreign press as well. It's a blooming disgrace is what it is. I see, so that's why you're intent on tracking down the culprit and recovering the missing hand before tomorrow's engagement. By the way, has Brexit happened yet? In this timeline? Exactly. We really need your help on this one, Cat. Of course, I'll do everything I can. Our national pride is at stake here, as you say. Oh, that's a relief. I was worried you'd turn me down. Obviously, Scotland Yard will be carrying on with its own investigations at the same time, so all hands on deck. I've got officers scoring the area around the towers. You can ask them if they've got any leads. Leave it to me, Inspector. We'll get started at once. Gosh, miss, it's so rousing when you take the bull by the horns like this. Oh no, wait a minute. What now? Well, as this is our first case since the establishment of the Layton Detective Agency, I'd better show you the ropes. Let me explain how I like to carry out my investigations. Great tutorials! Thank you, I know. I've played these games before. Even on stream, wow. So let's get straight down to business and start investigating. Oh no, I need to look at the thing. Hint coins. Ah, yes. Yes. Saving. Oh my god. You can even change dresses. Amazing. Blimey, you got enough in that bag of yours, Cat? You ever heard of tidying? It's this really crazy idea where you actually get rid of stuff you don't need. Good. Now it's time to put theory into practice and investigate the clock tower. The clocks are awfully high off the ground though, aren't they? Then you guys zoom. Alright. Thank you, tutorial. It's true, the shorthand relay is missing. Wow. Hands just disappeared into thin air. Quarter of London doesn't know what time it is, and you can call it interesting. Alright, now that we know what we're dealing with, it's time we start investigating. We should start by stepping back and looking at the bigger picture. By the way, couldn't they just, I would assume they could just, take off one of the other ones and then make sure that the face that is actually facing the important dude has a hand on it. I mean, surely that should be possible, yeah? Where do we start? Well, time is of the essence. We have to solve this before Ambassador Fuchssteff arrives tomorrow. Let's begin by asking Inspector Hastings' team what they've learned so far. Alright. Inspector Hastings, can you summarize what you found so far? I found the thing has been missing. There was a Bobby on the beat here last night who confirmed nothing was amiss at 11:50. It wasn't until 6 this morning that we got a report from a stunned local who happened to glance at the clock. He came to confirm the report straight away and found it to be true. The errand was well and truly gone. So at 11:50 last night the clock was fine, but by 6 this morning the hand was missing. So we're looking at a window of about 6 hours in which the crime was committed. About the size of it. Wasn't there anybody else who looked at the clock tower in that 6-hour window? We're looking into that now. I've got officers asking locals if they saw anything. There must be someone who looked at the clock in all that time. No doubt if we went door to door we could find some witnesses, but we just don't have that kind of time. So we just have to manage with what we know already, you mean? Pretty much, and those hands are massive. Would have taken someone a fair old while to make off with it, that's for sure. 6 hours. How about it's just painted over or something? What is this? Okay. Yes. Thank you. According to Inspector Hastings, the clock hand must have been stolen in a roughly 6-hour window, yes. It's so exciting to be investigating a case at last. What do we do first, miss? Start by interviewing members of the public. Let's find out if anyone here has noticed what's wrong.
Eureka!
There are a lot of passers-by here, alright? The more people we talk to, better. So let's get going. Top of the morning to you. Got a minute to answer a few questions? Oh,
But
alright.
how did they know it was at 11:50, or whatever, when one of the hands was missing? I think we have a prime suspect.
No, the point is, at 11:50 the hand was still there. And at 6 in the morning it wasn't anymore, so it must have happened at some point between those two times. I'm investigating the extraordinary disappearance of the little land of Big Ben, I see. So, did either of you happen to see anything around these parts last night? Such as, for instance, a person or persons transporting a large hand-like object? Gosh, he gets straight to the point, doesn't he? He's asking the very questions I was about to ask him. Oh, where's my manners, eh? Sorry, I'm Douglas Sturt. Everyone calls me Doug. I'm a reporter with the London Times, see? Are you readers at all? Oh, I'll say. Personally, I think the London Times is the best paper in the city. Aha, you're too kind, lad. Although I do make it my mission to dig up the most sturdiest of dirt and uncover the most unsavory of suits. By the way, Pincers, I see you playing Terraria there, you sneaky fuck.
But how did they know it was at 6 in the morning then?
But because, you know, the dude probably had a watch. And the other hands of the Big Ben clock tower still work too. So you could just check one of those, you know? And at present, as I mentioned aforementionedly, I'm investigating the disappearance of Big Ben's hand. I saw your Steam alert. As it happens, we're investigating the same thing. Perhaps you might share anything you've learned. Sorry, investigating, you say? Well, there's a turn up for the books. You don't like detectives, I must say.
By God, you're
You don't
right.
look like detectives. If I'd had to guess, I'd have pegged you as a young couple out walking your lovely dog on this delightful morning. Well, I am a detective. Haven't you ever heard of the Layton Detective Agency? Layton? I know of the famous Professor Layton, of course, but I didn't realize he had an agency or people in his employ. Always nice to have signed up with a complete unknown. Really inspires confidence. Oh, what a blow. Mind you, I didn't really expect any different. Don't worry, Miss Layton. You'll be famous soon enough. I'd certain of that. Anyway, as it happens, I was at the office all evening yesterday, penning my latest article. I did not observe Big Ben at all, and I'm afraid to say that my own investigation is just getting underway. I have nothing of too importance to impart at the present time. I can read. I see. Well, thank you anyway. Wish you all the very best on your ongoing investigative. Likewise, sir. Good luck with yours. Handicap for iconic Big Ben. Petty crime or international conspiracy. Alarm bells ring across Britain.
This guy takes pictures every 5 seconds. Aha, he's a spy.
Got him. Stories like these write themselves, eh? Yeah, I think it's gonna be a smasher. Certainly is. If we don't solve this before the story breaks, there'll be all kinds of repercussions. You're right, we must press on with our investigation. Oh, it's this dude again. He's in every game. Well, how long it's been, would you say? How long? I'm sorry, do we know each other? I'm fairly sure I've never met you before, sir. Know each other? In a way, yes. In a way, no. I think his scarf's too tight. People are like leaves washed along in a river. Sometimes meeting, sometimes parting. You've rather lost
It's
me, I'm
Sam
afraid.
Lee.
I don't suppose you noticed anything about the Elizabeth Tower last night, did you? I was already dreaming sweetly by nightfall yesterday. You're an early sleeper, are you? So you wouldn't have seen anything. Is that all you wanted? I'll tell you what. How about a little puzzle to occupy the mind? I say, a puzzle? What's that?
Mr. Excelsior.
The world is full of puzzles, Ernest. Sometimes, during the course of investigation, people do come up with puzzles for you to solve. It's all part of the process. So, let's see what sort of puzzle we're dealing with here. It's not like we're on a time limit or anything. Puzzle away! The clock is currently showing the time as 3:30 p.m. It would be nice if the hands of the clock would show midnight. What would be the minimum number of places you'd need to touch on the clock to show the desired time? If you write on the lower screen by touching or sliding, your levels will be detected. Okay. What is the minimum number of times to touch? I mean, you can just touch once and keep going if it's an analog clock, yeah? Yeah? I mean, just touch once and keep spinning. Oh, no. One, motherfucker.
I
Bad
see how to
touch.
solve this now. What's the matter with me today?
I mean, I guess they don't like that idea. What would be the minimum number of places you need to touch on the clock to show the desired time? I mean, you would just touch the hour hand, no? I don't understand what they want with this. Minimum number of places. This is confuzzling. I mean, I don't...
too?
I guess. I mean, I really don't understand this.
This should do it, I think. Oh,
But
that's not like
I knew
me.
that wasn't gonna be it.
I have no idea what they mean either.
Fucking. There's no need to touch the hands of the clock. Hmm.
0.
How would you do that? 3:30 p.m. I mean, if you rotate the clock, you can get it to show. No, you can't do that. I mean, I guess you can just wait until
You
it's
just
midnight.
have to wait.
Yeah. Alright.
This should do it, I think. Puzzles are made for solving.
Alright.
Genius.
Amazing. It's less of a puzzle and more of a trick question, I guess. Very impressive. Let's hope you tackle all the puzzles you're going to face so convincingly. We've investigated all we can around here. I suggest we head closer to the tower. The scene of the crime at last. I say, this is rather exciting. Ah, I need to explain you how to move. No, you don't, but you're gonna do it anyway. Yes, thank you. And all sorts of puzzles coming your way, but don't worry, just keep your head and take them one at a time. The entrance to the clock tower looks to be over there. Ooh, the police officers seem to be examining something. Let's ask them what they found. Where's your fucking face, dude? Holy shit. Hello, hello, Miss Layton. Inspector Hastings has instructed us all to give you the full cooperation. Wonderful, so I don't need to explain. Could you just tell us what you found so far? Be glad to, miss. You've ascertained that on the night in question, that being last night, there was no one here. No one at all? Not even a janitor or something? Correct. There's a room behind the large clock faces known as the clock room. However, this room was
He's a
locked
main
overnight.
character.
So is the clock tower always empty overnight? Except for when works are ongoing, yes. When the servicemen are in, they sometimes work late, apparently. But last night, the servicemen knocked off early, it seems. So there was no one around who might have seen the thief. Sorry not to have better news for you. Well, gosh darn it. Hello, miss. Let me see. Oh, yes, that's right. Miss Layton. Inspector Hastings mentioned you. He, Oh, yes, here it is. You're assisting with our investigations, I see. So we're to share information and resources. Thank you, officer. That will be very helpful. Another on-the-ball detective, is it? This is DC Nick Booker, one of Inspector Hastings' men. Nick Booker? Thrown into the profession, was he? Perhaps you'd be so kind as to tell us what you've learned about the case so far? Yes, well, according to our inquiries, it seems there's been an outbreak of,
Beata, not to be confused with Beta Beata Linux.
According to our inquiries, it seems there's been an outbreak of, oh yes, of metal theft in the capital recently. Metal theft? Yes, I think that's what it says here. Yes, metal being stolen from factories and warehouses. Really? What on earth would anyone steal pieces of metal for? Some metals are valuable, Ernest, and thieves can sell scrap made from them for a high price. Indeed, copper is frequently stolen. According to my notes here, the missing clock hand was made of, yes, here it is, a very valuable metal that will fetch a good price if sold. So, we're continuing along this line of investigation. I see, a metal theft. Well, thank you for your help, DC Booker. Don't mention it, madam. I'm just doing what it says here in my notebook. If I write in the notebook that you should kill someone, does that mean you're gonna? Is it a death note in that sense? References. Now we've spoken to the investigating officers, I think it's time we had a look inside the clock tower. Well, it's locked, isn't it? Should we talk to PCB, do you think?
DC Booker, not to be confused with Burke Estate.
Or with Booker DeWitt. Excuse me, PCB, would you be so good as to allow us
We need to find the
into
Kira.
the clock tower? Why, yes, of course. Inspector Hastings gave us instructions to cooperate fully with you, Miss Layton. Step right in. Thank you. We'll all come in if we may. I must warn you, it's one long staircase when you get inside. Hope your leg muscles are working. Oh, yes. Time for some exercise. Golly, what a lot of stairs. My feet are killing me. Ernest, Grease, you should be ashamed of yourself getting tired out so easily. You're panning harder than he is. Oh look, it's spectacular. I've never seen the internals of the clock tower before. Magnificent. Being inside such a huge and important landmark like this is rather splendid, isn't it? The clock face and the cogs are so enormous. It's quite exciting being allowed inside a place that's off limits for most people. Imagine being actually inside, like, the real Big Ben, and then there's just, like, a tiny motor inside that turns the hands. Like one of those cheapo $5 clockworks, quartz clockworks. Alright, you two, get over yourselves. I've just remembered something I forgot to mention before. Oh, what's that? Sometimes as you're investigating, you come across something unexpected. As you're moving the magnifying glass around, you might notice a peculiar disturbance. Okay. Alright. You've discovered the reddish wristwatch. It's been added to your collection. Yes. Items. You never know what you might
Imagine
find.
going into the tower and seeing that a tiny gnome operates the mechanism.
No, not a gnome, you fool. It will be a leprechaun, if anything. Very good. So let's get back to the hospital. I think that's perhaps that's a serviceman over there. Look. Go and ask him. Thank you for the hint coin. Hey, what are you doing inside? No entry to public. It's alright, I'm from the Layton Detective Agency. The police have given us permission to investigate here. You're a serviceman for the Great Clock, I take it? No, yes, I'm Hans. Hans Lipinski. Lipski, or whatever, I don't even know. Lipski. If this is for missing hands, I already said
By
to
God,
police...
it is a tiny gnome.
Everything I know. You people are drilling me hole in me belly. Well, I'm sorry to ask you to repeat yourself, but would you mind telling us what you told the police, Mr. Lipski? Lipski? Can Lipski?
What if it was a tiny clone of Hitler?
Oh shit. That's great. Fuck you. Can't stop thinking about that now. Fuck off. He can't help his name, Cheryl. There is nothing telling. When Han went missing, he was already at my home. I don't know nothing. You went home early yesterday, I understand? Day before, I was working until after midnight fixing this clock, so yesterday I go home early. Was there anything unusual about the hand I was taking? It wasn't loose or misaligned or anything. No, I fixed it only 2 days ago, like I tell you. When I put it back, I make sure it is good fixed on. I see, so there is no chance that the hand dropped off then. Slipped out of your hands, perhaps? Police already investigate everything in here around Clockface, but they find nothing and they have gone now. Yes, tell me, Mr. Lipsky, when did you notice that the hand was missing? Same time like everyone else. When I look out of window in morning, I see missing hand. Oh, so you live inside of the clock tower, and inside of the face of the missing hand. No, yes, I'm living close to here, on Chancellor Lane. Gosh, how extraordinary! The same street that the agency is on. It's strange that we didn't notice the hand was missing ourselves. Exactly. I'm sure I remember seeing it when I looked at the clock tower this morning. Because you were looking at different face, it depends on where you are living. No shit. I know that. Okay. The clock faces are so vast, it's really rather strange seeing them from inside. But apart from the missing hand, there doesn't appear to be anything out of the ordinary. Both hands present and correct on this face, at least. That would be a good puzzle, wouldn't it? I'm a face, but I have no eyes, no ears, and no mouth. I do have hands, however. What am I? As it happens, though, there's a different puzzle here. Look, you want to try it? Well, I am the personal assistant of the great detective Miss Catrielle Layton, so I ought to tackle a puzzle or two from time to time. We have been demoted to assistant now. Try your hand at this clock and ball puzzle. The objective is to move all of the balls into the corresponding area of the clock. The balls can be moved vertically or horizontally, but the lines and numbers on the clock act as barriers, and they cannot be crossed. You also cannot jump over other balls or place one ball on top of another. Select the balls to move them and touch the arrows to change the time. I see. Huh? Why doesn't that work?
Adjust your balls.
Oh, I see, because there's another. Come on. There we go. There we go.
Gotta make sure
If you'll
the
entertain
balls
my
don't
idea here.
touch.
Thank goodness I got
Yeah, that will
right.
be gay. And we can't have that. You done diggly did it. Amazing. Good work, Pinstripes. You're clawing back some respect here. Why, thank you, Cheryl. While merely a personal assistant to Miss Layton, I do have to prove myself useful in the puzzle-solving department. I really don't remember saying I wanted a personal assistant. Oh dear, miss. Please don't reject me. Catriel is gonna break his Kokoro. I fixed missing hand just 2 days ago. And I make sure it is good fixed on when I attach it to clock again. Okay. Something else we need to investigate still, I guess. With enormous cogwheels, I suppose they're necessary to drive the huge clock hands. Machinery all seems to be in working order. Keep your paws well away from the machinery, people. Those cogs bite. The mechanism is lost as well, isn't it?
Cat doesn't want to share fame with an assistant.
And it keeps ticking despite being one hand down. It's lucky there are 3 other faces showing the correct time. The people of London rely on Big Ben to know the time. Really, apart from the missing hour hand, nothing seems to be out of place. Golly, there are no clues at all. I would have expected to see some trace of the crime. After all, it's such a large object to make off with. Need more information. Let's go back down to the ground. There's something I'd like to ask Inspector Hastings. I knew this time would come, the descent. It's alright for you, but I'm taking my life in my paws climbing down these stairs. Ah, yes, with your short little legs. Get off. Now, Cheryl, it's safer this way. Ernest will carry you down, won't you, Ernest? I will? Hey, what did you pull that face for? I haven't got fleas, you know. I didn't pull a face at all. Come along now, no arguing. Just tread carefully, Ernest. There's Inspector Hastings. Look, even from this distance I can see the furrows on his brow. Perhaps this investigation isn't going very well, miss. Probably isn't. Ah, Cat, what have you got for me? Who did it then? Who's the culprit? Please, Inspector, calm down. I'm still in the middle of my investigation. Oh, I see. I have a quick question for you, actually. According to Mr. Lipsky, your officers examined the clock face, is that right? Yeah, of course. I had him check the clock room, the clock face, and all around the outside as well. There are no clues, no fingerprints, nothing. There really are no traces at all, are there? So it's not just painted on, okay. Well, I had him take samples from the floor and walls and from the clock face. They're being analysed back at the yard now. When will the results be ready? Shouldn't be much longer, so what's your next move? I think we'll head back to Chancellor Lane. We will? You mean we're getting back to the office, Miss Layton? You can't do that. We haven't gone anywhere yet. I need your full attention on this case, Cat. Inspector Hastings, please. Please. You mustn't be so blinkered. Sometimes you have to take a step back in order to see things for what they really are. Is that so? Yes, so if you'll excuse us. Hey, you're not serious. Are you sure leaving the scene is the best idea, Cat? Yes, of course. Come along now, you two. Let's get back to Chancellor Lane. It's no distance. We'll be there in a jiffy on the bike. Oh yes, I should explain how we move around during an investigation.
Hastings is an overly dramatic Shakespearean actor.
Indeed. Examining the bike with the magnifying glass is the best way to cover long distances. Select destination and move. Okay.
Let's meet up with Mr. Bob Sawyer, Uncle.
Oh, that's cute. Well, here we are, Chancellor Lane Corner. A lot of interesting shops around here, aren't there? It's such a lively place. We're here for a mini break, are we? Good idea. First, let's have something to eat. Huh? You know the old maxim, a rumbling tummy is a detective's downfall. No one says that. Of course they do. Well, they should do anyway. You know, thinking about it, I don't know this street very well at all, even though it's where the agency is located. It's the perfect opportunity to have a stroll down the lane and get better acquainted with our neighborhood. Walkies, eh? Well, at least I don't have to be on the lead. Oh look, what a lovely terraced area this restaurant has. Ciao, Bella. Can I take your order, signora? Signorina. Oh, thank you. Golly, he's a little over-familiar, isn't he? Just before we order, I wonder if I could ask you something. Has there been anything unusual happening around here recently? Anything unusual? Well, a lot of cutlery has been going missing lately. Forks and spoons and things. And, oh yes, and a silver tray as well. Mean they were stolen? I cannot say. There were no signs of breaking and entering and no cash taken. So it doesn't seem like a burglary exactly. I see. Well, thank you. Now, would it be alright if I ordered? I'd like the squid ink spaghetti with the fetid herb salad on the side, please. Sounds delicious. And then the chef's ominous omelette special, the hellfire risotto, and the mushroom surprise gnocchi,
The dog's
please.
not once had a piss on a lamppost or a building corner. I'm beginning to think he's not a dog, rather a cat. Aha.
You're on the case. And they say dogs have eyes bigger than their bellies. For a minute there, I actually thought you were attempting some serious sleuth work. What did I just tell you, Cheryl? An empty stomach is a detective's worst enemy. Okay. I must go and write all that down before I forget. Now that's a clue for sure. That he has to write all this down? Yeah. Oh wait, no, it's the missing cutlery. Never mind. Arr, this place serves the best seafood in town, so it does. I've sailed the 7 seas and this place tops them all. Now I've had a belly full, I suppose I should be heading back, Gotta get back to work. Let's see, what time's Big Ben got? Ah, good. At least it's not the Banjang's clock face in view from here. That would have been just my luck. Especially seeing as how I'm after losing me watch and everything. I really rely on the old clock tower now. Gosh, the missing hand on the clock is already inconveniencing people, it seems. Exactly, which is why we need to be pushing on with the investigation, not sampling every dish from the menu. Ah, that was absolutely delicious. I do believe I may be full. Maybe? I just ate something. Stop making out that I'm a glutton. You and Ernest shared the food too. Yes, and it was yummy. Well, anyway, shouldn't we be getting back to the investigation now? Good idea, Cheryl. We simply have to recover that hand before the ambassador Fugitive Officer visits tomorrow. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've satisfied our appetites, yes, but now we've enjoyed a meal, there's something that must come before anything else. Dessert! You want more? Well, there is a nice-looking cake shop further up the street. Yes, you're right, Ernest. I've admired their cakes through the window for too long. I'd already made up my mind to pay the place a visit before long. This is the perfect excuse. We're never going to find that hand in time. She seems rather happy-go-lucky, doesn't she? Okay. Smell that delicious sweet scent. Seeing all these tasty treats line up before my eyes is making my tummy rumble. You're hungry after that 10-course meal? You know what they say, Cheryl. There's always room for dessert. Now, let's investigate all the tempting offerings they have on sale. how about investigating the case? Oh, I say, that pastry chef looks awfully familiar. Do we know him from somewhere? Hello, looking to take little something on Tuesday, but you can't decide what? Oh, you're the serviceman from the clock tower. That's it. Yes, it's Mr. Lipsky again. So you run a cake shop as well as being a technician for the clock in the Elizabeth Tower? You must be rather busy. Of course I do not. I'm Alex Lipsky. Running this patisserie is my only job. You mistake me with my twin brother Hans. He's working in Big Ben, not me. Oh, I see. You have a twin. Well, that explains it. How extraordinary, bumping into both of you on the same day.
Ernest is combing his hair from one side to the other between scenes. Gotta keep up with the trends, I guess.
Maybe he has so much gel in there that just, you know, pulling his hand over it once immediately fixes it to the other side. How interesting that you've both gone into such different lines of work. No, yes, at first maybe Baker and Technic look poles apart, but there are more similarities than you think. Really? What kind of similarities? You must both be good with hands. You have always had skills to work with complicated things since we were young boys. My bratzy works with clocks, I work with cakes, but we both must work with our heads and our hands in the same way. It does sound like you've both chosen very difficult professions. No, yes, anyway, you're coming here to buy cakes, not talk, I think. Please take a look and tell me what you want. Thank you, we will. We'll have a good look around at everything. Aren't these pretty, these cupcakes with the beautiful rose toppings?
Alex has special holes in his hat for his eyebrows.
Gosh, they're almost too beautiful to eat. These must have taken an age to make, so long to knock up, so quick to wolf down. Cupcakes are disgusting, hope that helps. What a pretty bunch of flowers. That's strange, they smell like sugar. Really? You can smell sugar in a cake shop? Amazing. Really seems like the sugary scent is coming from the flowers themselves, though. Decorative flowers, don't you know? I wonder how long we've been here. What time is it now? Oh, that clock appears to have stopped. Perhaps it needs winding up. Perhaps it's made out of cake. Whoops. Donuts. Oh, just look at all those lovely buns and cakes. Desperate to be eaten. I can't quite reach the catch. Can one of you open it for me? You should buy cakes from here for the office, especially when clients are visiting. These cakes are simply divine.
I see you're playing Persona again.
Oh yes, this is definitely Persona. It's so beautifully presented too. Alex really is so talented. He can make a cake in any shape you care to think of, you know. It all looks so sumptuous. You can never decide what you buy. I think I'll have one of these. No. Yes, no. Yes, or maybe... Nah, yeah. When I come here, I always end up mimicking the charming way Alex speaks. What a fine selection of cakes. I don't know how you'd ever choose between them. One of those would be perfect to serve up with tea for your afternoon snack, miss. Forget slices. Slices are for pups. I want the whole caboodle. What a strange place to find a big teddy bear like this. It's so sweet, isn't it? But then, it is in a sweet shop.
Alex is the perfect man.
That was terrible, Ernest. Truly terrible. Sorry. Anyway, I suppose it's just here as decoration, isn't it? No, Ernest, I mean, it was absolutely awful. Truly awful. Well, you'll just have to grin and bear it. Oh, wait a minute, though. There's something strange about this bear. Aha, that is not bear. That is one of my cakes. Really? It's not a real bear? I had no idea. Can't tell at all, it's so realistic. Fuck off, dude. Is everything in here actually one of your creations? No, yes, everything you see in my shop is cake or pastry, made by me to look like something from everyday life. Well, I can see that you have a rare talent, Mr. Lipsky. It is my fun to see how much like real thing I can make my creations.
There's always his twin brother.
Everything in this shop is a pastry, including Alex and that girl.
Oh my god. At this moment, I experiment with wafer. Well, your efforts are certainly paying off, Mr. Lipsky. These creations are capital. No, yes, my customers like it. They want these cakes for presents for their friends and for parties. Bear is made mostly from wafer as well, and eyes they are chocolate. Wow, I'm so impressed. Let's have more look around. These shelves are full of all the marvelous ingredients Mr. Lipsky uses for his baking. Look, it all seems to be very complicated. Apparently even the slightest difference in the amount of sugar can result in total failure. Oh yes, miss, you must have extremely good attention to detail, rather like what's required for this puzzle. Oh boy. Here are two sets of digital scales. Their displays are both broken in the same place, so the bottom left part of a number does not show up. For example, the number 6 would appear as 5. The sugar being
Isn't
weighted...
wafer like really thin conductive material used in electronics?
A wafer in the concept that you're talking about is for silicon chips. But a wafer in general is just a sort of a checker-like pattern. So a sort of a rectangular grid of sorts. And in pastries, wafers are like sheets you can buy of like sort of bread-like substance. I don't even know what wafers are actually made out of for pastries and stuff.
Oh, like those ice cream cones that are rolled around.
Yes, some of those are made out of wafer, I believe. But not all of them. Some are made out of different stuff. Anyway. These like... I don't know what they're called.
They offer wine and electronic wafers in churches.
Yeah, definitely, that's it. Like if you... There's like these... like little rectangular bars you can buy, like chocolate coated, and they have like a filling of different layers of wafer and like chocolate. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see here. Maybe I can find it. Meanwhile, you guys can solve the puzzle for me, okay? Thanks. Here we go. Wait, hold on.
Okay, yes, I think I know what you mean. The word here is vovelli, which is a homonym with our word for waffle.
This thingy here. Like wafer and chocolate thingies. Whoa! Anyway.
Yes, that thingy.
The sugar being weighted is showing up on showing up 1
This
gram heavier
stream,
than
we
it is on the
discuss the
left-hand scales.
semantics of the word wafer.
We are always looking for the most top quality of entertainment. Okay, hold on. Let me read this again. Here are 2 sets of digital scales. Their displays are both broken in the same place, so the bottom left part of the number does not show up. For example, the number 6 would appear as 5. The sugar being weighted is showing up 1 gram heavier than it is on the left-hand scales, and 1 gram lighter than it is on the right-hand scales. What is the actual total number of grams of the sugar on both sets of scales? Okay. But I don't even know. Like, don't I need to know at least some information more about? I'm confused again. Game confuses me a lot more than I remember being confused from the previous entries. Also, I feel a sneeze coming on. That was a sneeze. Okay. 2 sets of digital sales. Oh, I see now what they mean. So, showing up 1 gram heavier than it is on the left-hand scales. Because of the crossing, that's why it's showing up 1 gram heavier. Okay. So, we need to figure out which number is one bigger than the other one if we cross out that section there. Is there even anything like that? I mean, they basically give away the solution for the right-hand side, which must be a 6. So, yeah, on the right-hand side it has to be a 6. Because then it appears as 5, which is 1 less than what we need. Well, for 1 more? 2 wouldn't work, a 3 doesn't change, a 4... How's a 4 displayed? Like this? So that would be an H, which is nonsense. A 5 we already have here, which would show up as an S, I guess. No, wait, a 5 is a 5. Never mind, I'm a dumbass. 6 we already have. 7 would be like this, right? Or is that... How do you notice 7 in fucking... in this shit? I guess, yeah, 7, so... I guess 8, yeah. 8 would show up as a 9, yeah. Okay. So it's 8 plus 6. Oh my god, we figured it out. Would you please? Thank you.
If you'll entertain my idea here, Still no patch on Miss Layton, of course.
You did it! Yeah! Oh, bravo, miss. I think a cake is in order to celebrate that little victory. Sadly, though, I think I will have to wait until the investigation, I think.
Well done.
After the investigation. Have you made your decision? Oh, it's so hard. Everything in here looks so tasty. By the way, Mr. Lipsky, did you know that the hour hand of one of the clocks in the Elizabeth Tower had gone missing? No, yes, I know. Of course, my Bratzi is worried about this. Yes, Hans said he was hoping to have it repaired as soon as possible. You cannot relax if clocks are not running as they should. No, naturally. I understand how he feels. My Bratzi Hans is very worried about missing hand of Big Ben. Okay. Ask you again, I guess. No, yes, Alex is such a talented man, creating all these incredible cakes. Okay. I'm still finding it hard to believe this teddy bear is actually made from
No,
wafer.
yes. Did you steal the clock hand?
There are still two more things I need to see in here. Weird. Mr. Lipsky said that all the ornaments and decorations in the shop were cakes he made, didn't he? Which presumably means that these flowers aren't real flowers, doesn't it? Yes, you're quite right, Ernest. On closer inspection, they're actually made from icing sugar or something. I wonder what they taste like. Like fucking sugar, and it's gross and disgusting. Miss Layton, no! You can't possibly take a bite out of such a beautifully made object.
You're not supposed to talk to children without parental supervision.
Oh, the clock is a cake as well. That explains why the hands aren't turning. It is hard to tell, isn't it? I genuinely thought it was a real clock at first. So, you have decided what you like? Oh, I'm sorry. We were so busy admiring all your wonderful decorations. Yes, I think I'll go for some of your profiteroles, please. No, yes, but you have to wait short time, if you don't mind. I always make my profiteroles fresh. Only put cream into cases when they are ordered, never before. That way, cases remain crisp, like they should be. Ooh, I'm licking my lips already. Good, then I go into kitchen and make for you. Please wait here. Picked up a scent cat. Actually, the rubbish bin there has caught my eye.
Should have made a clock cake that actually works.
Yeah. This guy's nothing. Could do with being emptied, couldn't it? All the rubbish is spilling out. Yes, which seems out of place in such an elegant shop. It looks like it's mostly paper in there. Perhaps we should investigate? Oh my god, paper scraps?
I'm sorry, I cannot get over the fact that Alex has special eyebrow holes in his hat.
It's great. There's lots of shreds of paper in the bin. It's a sketch or something by the look of it. I wonder what. Can't tell with the paper all in pieces like that. Oh boy. Fuck. There are some pieces of paper in the bin with some drawn on both sides. Put them back together as one sheet and figure out what the picture shows. Slide the paper to move it around in the frame, taking care not to overlap any pieces. You can't move the pieces that are already in position.
Miss Layton, look, it's another puzzle.
Oh shit, they have two sides, I see. Interesting. Interesting, but I can't turn them. Alright. Alright, alright, alright. Is that showing a squid? Are we still playing Splatoon?
Vumi.
Thank you. Woo me.
This should do it, I think. Any mystery or any puzzle solved.
You did it. Putting the pieces of paper back together showed a recipe for some bread in the shape of a squid. On the back is something that looks like the hand of a clock. You're in cahoots! Oh look, you can see what it is now. Looks like some kind of recipe for squid bread apparently. Ugh, that sounds really unappetizing even to me, and I'm a dog. Look at the back though. What's on the back? There's something drawn on the back as well. Let's see. It's the missing hand of the Elizabeth Towers clock. There are instructions about how to make it too. It's a blueprint, miss. What the devil is a blueprint of a hand of Big Ben doing in a rubbish bin of Alex Lipsky's patisserie? I think we'll keep hold of that particular piece of rubbish. Is that alright, miss? Without asking, I mean. It was in the bin, Ernest. I think it's safe to assume it's no longer something Mr. Lipsky wants. And here's the man himself, look. Sorry to keep you waiting. Here are your Lipsky special profiteroles. Thank you so much. Hope to see you again. Sure that you will. Goodbye now. Good. Now we've taken care of dessert, I think it's time we headed back. Finally, back to the matter at hand. Alright, Kat, where to next? You've done the restaurant and the cake shop. Please tell me you're full now. Yes, I couldn't eat another thing. So, let's carry on down Chancellor Lane. If we keep heading north, we'll arrive back at the office. Oh, I know what you're thinking, miss. We're stepping in for a quick strategy meeting, aren't we? To discuss our next move? Wrong. There's a lovely little boutique shop next to the Layton Detective Agency. Thought we could have a peek. Have a peek? Boutique shop, miss? Alright, that's enough, Kat. Get your mind back on the job. Come on, Ernest, back me up here. Well, if Miss Layton wants to find even more delightful clothes to wear, then I'm all for it, actually. Come along, the boutique awaits. Let's go clothes shopping! Yay!
I'm feeling kind of blah.
Shut up, emo fag! Let's go clothes shopping! Yay!
You're so fucking gay!
There we go. Back to video games. Ah, shit, I dropped my pen. Ah, fuck. Everything's going wrong now. Well, here we are outside the Layton Detective Agency. So, where's this boutique shop? Just next door, come along. Are you really a detective? I'm starting to have my doubts. Will it be open, do you think, miss? Perhaps it's closed for today if it's just a small shop. You Could be right, Ernest. Well, there's only one way to find out. The door won't budge. It looks like it's closed today after all. Oh, bother. Sorry, miss, but at least you can easily come again another day, seeing as it's right next door to the office. But I'm in the mood for shopping now. Do you think it's really closed? You don't think the owner will open up for me? No one to give up, Cat. Dearie me, you young tearaways never look where you're going, do you? Sorry? Just look at the puddle at your feet. Oh goodness, you're right. My shoes would have been ruined. Thank you, madam. I'm very grateful. Oh, don't mention it. Suede is terrible for getting wet, isn't it? It's funny there's only a puddle here and nowhere else. I wonder why. There's nowhere for the water to drain away, of course. That's the trouble.
I wish to see the boutique.
Speaking of which, there's a fun little conundrum I know about drains. I wonder if you've come across it before. Drain my life away, I say. Here's some very complicated pipework. If you turn on the correct 2 valves on out of the 8 valves at the top, water will flow out of all the exit pipes at the bottom. If the pipe splits in 2, the water will flow both ways, but only in a downward direction. Touch a valve or to select or deselect which pipe you will send the water down. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Whoop, 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 whoop. So that will cover most of these. And no, that wouldn't cover the rest. Never mind. Would it?
I wonder why English has so many things in French. Like all the food is in English when it's still alive and in the field, but the moment it's on the dinner table it's French. Like cow to beef.
Okay, so the rightmost can only be reached to this. Means we need this ways, and then we need something. So that would weird. Oh wait, no, this would also reach. Never mind. Yeah. Not possible. So we need this. So needs to be B, which covers all of these, and then I think it needs to be E, yes. Yep. Okay, B and E. There we go.
I've seen how to solve this now. And that's how it's done.
You did it! Turning on valves B and E makes water come out of all exits. Astounding. Wonderful. Dear me, I wish you could solve the problem of this puddle like you solved that puzzle. There's always a puddle here after it rains. Oh, did it rain yesterday then? One of my neighbors said it was raining in the middle of the night, yes. I don't know what she was doing up, mind you. It sounds like it was just a passing shower or two, though. Rain in the middle of the night. We did it! Clearly the dog is the culprit. Aha! I've got it. I know what happened to the missing clock hand. You do? Indeed, this mystery is history. Who did it then, miss? All in good time, Ernest. We have to call Inspector Hastings first. He'll want to hear this, of course. In fact, yes, I should think the results of the forensic analysis will be ready by now. Ernest, could you trot over to Scotland Yard and pick up a copy of the results? You mean the analysis of those samples they took from the scene? Yes, that's right. Once we have that, I'll explain everything.
It doesn't make any sense, Cat. Clock hands don't just go missing overnight.
Well, not necessarily. What if the hand melted during the night? That's a possibility.
No. Just no.
I wonder. Aha! Yes! The hand of the clock must have been an enormous wafer.
Now you're taking the biscuit.
Well, traces of a substance that could be wafer were found at the base of the clock
Put me
tower.
down.
Amazing.
Tell me you're making this up, please.
The samples collected from the scene certainly could indicate a wafer-like material. It had me confused at first, but of course, wafer makes perfect sense.
Oh, yes. Wafer makes perfect sense for the kitty cat. But for the rest of us, who aren't crazy, it's a bit hard to swallow.
It's the truth that's crazy, not me. Because the truth is stranger than fiction.
Really?
It's highly probable that the culprit is someone used to cooking cakes and pastries on a grand scale.
In other words, a confectioner. We're looking for a master wafer maker.
Amazing. Who would have thunk it that these assholes
you
were the
again.
culprits?
What do you want now?
Well, Mr. Lipsky, it's about the person responsible for the missing hour hand.
Eh?
It's you, isn't it?
What are you talking about? This is not fair. You can't pick on me. What evidence?
If it's evidence you want, how about this?
It's drawing of hand.
I believe you made this, didn't you? As a plan for your brother, who had you make a giant clock hand out of wafer biscuit.
Brother!
I was not enough careful. Like idiot, I made stew. I dropped the hand, and it was broken. Now Ambassador is coming, and we are in pickle.
So you came up with the idea of a wafer hand to buy you some time?
No, yes. It was only thing I could think of. But my Bratzy
so
is
dumb.
not to blame. It was all my idea. Bratzy, no. I thought a plan, not you. Quiet, Alex.
Oh my god,
I
his
told you
his
just
hat
follow what
holes
I
are
say.
changing shape.
It's really very
Oh wait, that's
charming.
not even hat holes. That's not holes. Like his brows are literally overlapping with the hat. I get it now. Christ.
The idea of a giant clock hand made of wafer. It's a wonderful notion.
Still, I did not tell truth. I made big mistake.
Yeah, the police are gonna get you now. Put you behind bars
No.
forever.
I don't know what me and my Bratzy can do.
Oh, that's easy.
Easy?
Yes. Make another one.
And another
We'll
one. Every
present
time
your
it rains, you
wonderful
make
wafer
another
clock
one.
hand to
Forever.
The ambassador as a gift. What foreign dignitary wouldn't be delighted by a life-sized replica of a piece of one of Britain's most iconic landmarks?
Huh?
Gotta make it quick though, like you got only like 8 hours left or so.
Oh, you British, you know how to entertain, huh? Whatever may
Mais non.
you will never exit our hearts.
So, Ambassador Frenchman's visit went off like clockwork. And Britain's place as a friendly ally to its European neighbours was firmly re-established. Brexit puts this into perspective, doesn't it?
Oh, Miss Layton, you're amazing!
I can't believe it. That whole wafer thing. How wasn't that just a shaggy dog story?
Ah, but you see, Shirl, the truth is always stranger than fiction.
Especially in video games. Which are fiction, in case you didn't know. Alrighty. That's a good stopping point, actually. Okay. Hey, wanna play some Rune Factory? Nah. Anyway. I guess we'll start a new case next time. Next time. Woohoo. Next time. For now... I'm not quite sure what to say about the game. It's not grabbing me as much as the other titles, for sure, but kind of pointed that out itself by, you know, saying that none of what's happening currently is anything as grand and spectacular as the other Layton titles. So, because, you know, the other titles always had a very big and enticing opening that sort of pulled you right in. This much less so, so I guess it's taking a different kind of approach, and we'll see how it develops from here. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep playing it, so stay tuned for more, I suppose. Yes. So...